Hello everybody. We're on the map here again to continue working on making missions. In this particular map I'm working on, Glen Ellie, that isn't the map that I have open here. This is one of the Giants maps, and I was just going to look and see, previously we looked at the mowing missions. Now I wanted to take a look at demand missions, and I guess those are where you take product and you deliver it to a particular point. So I was just noticing here in the Giants map, there's only one marker here, and it has a script on it, which means there probably isn't any particular place to point at in the map. So hooking this one up should be fairly simple. So we see it has its own transform group here. It has on create, demanding, or demand, I don't know what that is, demand LNG game, or demand in game on create. And then here's the XML. So I have already, let's take a look at that XML. We can see here it's set up similarly to how the mowing missions were set up, where it references the L10N, which is where you define what like this term would mean, so that in game when you pull it up, it'll show whatever you define it as in the mod description file here. So we see these have a title, they have a description that's very similar to the mowing missions. There's an image file name, and it appears they're all the same, so that must be something that pops up. I'm not that familiar with a lot of demand missions. I don't remember if I did any of them, but for what I have in mind, I may want to do that on this one here. So it appears the image, we can probably use the same image that they used with the base game, so I think we'll leave that probably alone. And then I see there's station name, station warehouse, like here, station train station. I think that is the name that some of them are given, and this might be the only purpose for that. I've kind of wondered about that before. I've occasionally seen the field station name on some of the tip points, and I've always wondered kind of what they were for. I didn't know if it was part of the save game, but I'm wondering now if it is for missions, and what it'll do is it'll tell you which one of these is that you're to take it to. So now that and then you give it a fill type of what to haul. So, and I copied basically this or the one that was on the other. There's four of them in here. I think I'm going to do kind of like I did with the mowing missions. I'm going to renumber them just in case. I'll give this a 5, 6. Oop, I got a 5 here. 6, 7. Oop, that's a little bit more not wanted. This will be 8. And like I say, I think I'm going to leave this alone so it'll pull up that same picture. And then I'm going to need to research just a little bit what these are. So maybe for purposes of this, I'm going to just focus on one of them up here. Maybe I'll comment this part out so it doesn't interfere with anything. That's kind of how you can comment out XML. By the way, you put kind of within a bracket, you put an exclamation point and 2 dashes, and then at the end you put 2 dashes and the close or greater than symbol, if you will. Whereas up here you use a less than symbol. So this all will be ignored, and this file is read. So we have to first define these. So I'm going to take these to the mod description file in my map, and I already have the mowing missions up here. I'll maybe separate it by a line. I'm going to put a text name, equals, and then I'm going to put it in here, English, put the closing caret. That's kind of what I'm after. Let me copy this. I think that's enough tags. since I'm going to be the only one playing it, I think I'll just put in the English tags. I won't add any of the others. So that's 05, but it can't be demand. I think it needs to be, oh wait, excuse me. Here's what I need. In-game mission description. So we have the title, and this will be the description. We're putting it into the maps L10N so we can define this here. So description, title. Now I kind of want to go into the map. Like I say, we'll leave this alone, so we're okay. Now station grain elevator. Let me pull open. I think, let me just double check that. So in actually it would have been in the American one, station flour mill. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. Well, here's one right here. I'll just check and see. Okay, this is right on the grain station trigger. And sure enough, there's a station name, Station Flour Mill. I think that's exactly how it's spelled. Station Flour Mill. Okay, so, and I wonder, it looks like you probably have to deliver something to the trigger that it already takes, so it accepts wheat. Looks like it accepts a number of other things as well. So, but all they've asked for in the mission here is wheat to this name. So if I go to the map I've been working on, this is a Glen Ellie map. It's a Scottish type map made by FarmerYip. But he has, here we go, station name. So it's called Station Shipping Office. Hopefully that's a unique name. But this map really doesn't have a lot of places to tip or take product, if you will. So I think that'll work for starters. I just copied it. I'm going to paste it right there. We can leave it as wheat because I believe this, and because there isn't that many tip places, this thing basically accepts everything. We got wheat, barley, rape, yeah, maize, potatoes, sunflower, soybean, sorghum, cotton, mown. That's poppy seeds, if you will. So, boy, it even takes cotton here. I guess you can sell cotton there too. All right, so we can have it go there. I think this will define, yeah, properly. So we got it. Now let me see here. We got it identified in the map. We have it identified here. Is there anything else? It seems like there's something I should be. Oh, I know what it is. I got to put the script in here, or it isn't going to work. So we come down here. We'll close our mowing missions, and I'm just going to create a new transform group. We'll take it and we'll dump it into in-game missions. And this one here, as I recall, was only a single transform. So we'll call this demand missions. Give it a name. And kind of like the others, it had a script callback called onCreate. So we'll add that user attribute. And what was the other one? Was it station name? No, probably XML file name. I bet that's what it is. I gotta go find it here. Yep, XML file name. That's gonna be just a simple string. So we'll call that a string. We'll give it XML file name. Careful how we spell it. And let's go get the specific name of the text or the script. I was stumbling kind of trying to read that. I'll just copy it, go stick it over in here. And XML file name is going to be a little bit different. It's demand missions.xml. Demand missions.xml, but I think I put it in a missions folder. Let me go check that real quick. And missions XML missions. Yeah, Glen Ellie, that's the base directory of the map. That's where it's going to start looking, and then it'll look in the missions directory and it'll find this file. So I think we are all set. So the app's going to get it in the map. Hopefully our job boards, which we only have one at the moment, will recognize this in addition to the mowing missions. So I'm going to save that. And I'm going to hop in game and we'll wait a little bit of time and we'll see if it actually recognizes it, given a little time. The last one I did, mowing missions, it took a couple minutes. I think I had it set on the shortest setting to see if it would show up, and after 2 minutes, sure enough, it did. The trouble is, I wasn't sure how well it would work, and as it turns out, I had to kind of redo it. So I guess that's just part of the process of modding and the back and forth that you go with it, coming in here, making changes, saving it, and I gotta say on this or two, by the way, we see our little spinner down there. Okay, good, it's done. Um, One thing Giants has done kind of, with each successive version is they've taken more and more of the stuff that used to be in the map i3D file, and they've taken it out of there and they've put it in XML. And while it took a little getting used to, I think that's pretty handy that they did that because, you see how long it took to save our changes in the map file. Depending on what all you have going on in the map, that can take a miserable long time. So, um, kind of nice, if you can just do it in a simple XML file, you can update the file, save it, you're done. You can head back in game a whole lot quicker than waiting for saving your map i3D. Now, this is kind of on an existing save game, if you will, that I have for testing purposes, and it's got lots of money in here and probably is quite broken, frankly. But, oops, let me head back over here. We're going to go to the job board and we'll see if any mission is showing up. Got one here. I may add a job board later. This doesn't really look like a job board, but oh well. Alright, so it's asking if we want to mow that one particular field. I think that's the one we had installed last time, so it's asking if you want to do that. We're not going to do that, so rather, what we're hoping it'll ask us to do, and let me see if we have any wheat. Aha, we do. We have 10,000 liters of wheat, and I don't know how much wheat it's going to ask us to put in there, so this may not be enough to complete the mission, but if it asks us to do it, I'll at least consider it a success. So, do I have a trailer somewhere is the question. Maybe I should be checking my garage. See if I can get, where is, you know what? I think that's just across the way. I think I see it. So why don't we take this tractor here? Why don't I give him some sauce? For some reason, all of my stuff in here seems very low on fuel. And I think it's because I've been monkeying around with a particular mod that messes with that, so that's probably good enough. Let's see if I can hook this fella up, and oh, I need to change this. That's what I wanted it to do, was to kind of use the quick camera. I need to change the input binding, I think, for the bacon I can set. And for goodness sakes, if I'm going to test a mod like this, I probably shouldn't even have other mods in here, but what can I say? The reality is, oftentimes they say that you should test a mod with no mods in the folder, and, I think that's generally good counsel. But by the same token, the reality is a lot of people use many, many mods, so, and oftentimes when you make a mod, particularly a script, it may interfere inadvertently with other people's mods. So it doesn't hurt to have other mods in the folder and see how your mod kind of interacts with them. So that can be helpful. Maybe what I'll do is park this guy right here. And we're going to just park. I'm going to save. And we'll go check the job board and see if it has popped up. I don't know if it's been 2 minutes yet or not. Missing in-game title demand in... Okay, interesting. We have 9 minutes. Let's take a look at our XML. So it's missing in-game mission title. Oh, you know what? I never came back here and did anything, did I? Ah, well, that's kind of silly. So, actually, I think this is going to need demand 05, right? Is that what was over here? Yeah, demand 05, mission title, mission description. Let's do something here real quick. I'm not going to accept it. I'm going to save it right here, and hopefully it'll pop it up when we get out of the game. And I'm going to come back here and I'm going to fix it. So we're going to quit. We'll get out. And let's give this a title. I don't know what we'll call this. Grain Run. Yeah, not a very clever name. This is the description. What was that? What was that station called? Let me just give it a name here. Put it on that. It appears to be right on the trigger. Station shipping office. Also, I'll say the shipping office has an international grain importer in its office right now. If you hurry up, you can make some additional money by delivering some grain to him. I guess we could say wheat, right? Because that's what's being delivered based on how this demand mission is. And it makes me wonder if we added to the fill type, could we add additional ones? I may have to tinker with that, and I don't know if anybody else will ever do this, but I would add a space and you could type in barley maybe, but for all I know, it accepts just the one, so I'm going to leave it that way. I don't think we changed anything in here. We've saved our XML, so let's hop back in the game, and this time it should know, gave us a warning that it couldn't find the text for it, but this time here we should have it in there. So we'll give her a test. And now we sit here and wait again. This is something my friend Atomic67 says I should just cut out of the videos, but I don't know. Part of my purpose in showing some of these modding videos is to show the process of what a person goes through in trying to create a mod. And like I've said in others, maybe there are some that know how to get in and out of the game or know what is capable. They are capable of changing in the game better than I do, but all I know is I'm in and out of the game many, many, many times, and it's just kind of one of the things you have to put up with while you're testing something. So last time we had a new job. Let's see if it shows up correctly this time. There we go. So we click on it, grain run. Shipping office as an international grain importer. If we hurry up, so interestingly, there's remaining time. I wonder, I bet, yeah, see, I said grain here. I wonder if I am supposed to specify wheat, because if I accept this, let me do that, and we'll get out. Yeah. Okay, so we'll get, this didn't tell us. this didn't pop the warning that we typically get or whatever, so let me just run the test here. I've already filled this full of wheat. I'll just crank her up, and we're gonna head to market. Going from our silo, and I'm gonna head down there and see if this dude will take my wheat. And that's kind of a warning, I guess. It didn't tell us any other details, nor did it indicate what type of grain to haul, so the description obviously needs to have it in there. So we'll just pop on in here, get on over to the sell point. Stuttering a little bit, and pop it in here. You know, another thing, I don't know, is there something here that, trying to see, is there something that tells us what missions are open? Maybe if somebody knows a key you can press to indicate what missions are open, that'd be good to know. Maybe it's escape key? Yeah, I don't see anything there. Well, let me dump it in there. And, well, it's giving me some money, but I really don't know if it's more than usual. $10,000? Yeah. And that's interesting. I wonder if it is a certain time period that they will take whatever you're able to haul to them, and then maybe there's a bonus, because I don't remember it saying what the quantity was. So probably what I need to do is try to figure out how it is in the base game, you know, the maps that the Giants made. Maybe there is a certain number of liters that you have to take in order to fulfill the mission. Oh, you know what? We're just going to go cross country here. See if I can get in front of that car. Alright, I'm going to hop out and we'll go see this do anything at all for our mission. Reward status. Okay, so we delivered 8,500, and that's a quarter, so it's almost like it expects 38,000 liters. Because I think we just delivered 8,500. So, like I say, I need to study the main one. The quantity information and the fill type evidently need to be specified in the description. So that is good to know, because it sure isn't listed down here. But I think we can call this a success, and this is great. Now I have a demand mission put into this map. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully this was helpful to somebody out there. And if not, well, then check out another video. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.